there's this energy of like, when you know better, you do better. And with this Ace of Wands, okay, the very first thing that I heard when this Ace of Wands came out was fear. Somebody is not making a decision based off of fear. And then the devil came out right after that in reverse, right? So I feel like this kind of like inverted energy where it was like, okay, before you were making decisions just kind of like willy-nilly, right? Like you weren't thinking about the consequences. You was just going based off of vibes, having a good time, woo, 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 right? But then it always landed you in some type of situation, right? But those situations ultimately led to you learning a lesson. And we've been programmed to look at, oh, I had to learn a lesson as a negative thing, but where would the growth be without the lessons, right? So now fast forward, you've learned all of these lessons, but now you're afraid to make decisions even though you're more equipped than you was before, if that makes sense. So I feel like it's a matter of trusting yourself, because you are not the same person you were when you were in this devil energy. But when you in this type of energy, this is like making decisions based off of like self-sabotage, codependency, attachments, like I'm hearing like a lack of awareness, so it's just like, again, you didn't know better. But now you do. But now you have the fear of, oh damn, of these lessons. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like because I've seen the Four of Pentacles, I feel like you have to, I want to say, like, take the lessons and let go of the process or something like that. It's kind of like you holding on to the wrong part of the process. And I feel like it's making you stagnant, because like I said, it just circles back to the fact that you're more equipped now than ever before, but yet now you have the most fear. But the fear is based off when you were making decisions from an unaware place. So it's like now you all in your head and overthinking, overanalyzing when it's not really necessary. And the whole thing about the Eight of Pentacles is like, this lady in this card, her story is she feels stuck, she feels stagnant, like she can't go nowhere, when the whole time this is a self-imposed prison. That rope is not tied, meaning she can get loose whenever she feels like it, but she feel like she has to stay here because it's almost like you got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself for who you were before. You got to forgive yourself for the situations you put yourself in before. You got to forgive yourself for the decisions that you made, the things you attached yourself to. You got to forgive yourself for the things that you put up with, because I'm seeing like the chains breaking loose. Is that a Madea movie, Woman Thou Art Loose? I'm hearing that too, so that could be significant for somebody. But I'm just getting this feeling of like being free, but being afraid to move or leave your comfort zone. It's like when they let the animals off their leash and then the animals still stay within the same confines. They still stay in the same perimeter. You know what I mean? Shit. And it's like you got free reign to go anywhere you want now, but because you've been stuck in the same perimeter for so long, it's like a fear of the unknown. You have a fear of the unknown. And I mean, that's natural. That's natural as human nature. But I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to step out of that comfort zone and to go explore, to go see what else is out there, to see how you can maximize your time, is what I'm hearing. So in the reading that I just recorded, there was this energy about having to make a decision that is going to be more intuition based than logical, I guess. And I'm kind of picking up on that in this card, like, because she's standing right here in the water, and that's giving intuition. So it's like allowing, but it looks like a pathway. So allowing your intuition to lead you out of these mental barriers. And I feel like you telling yourself, like, well, last time I listened to my intuition, this happened and this happened and this happened. But let's be honest, that wasn't really your intuition. That was your subconscious programming. And that's why you had to go through the lessons to be able to discern what is your intuition, what is, when, like, being able to decipher when you're being divinely guided and when you're moving out of ego, or when you're moving out of fear, or like I said, when you're moving out of programming. So ultimately, I feel like Spirit wants you to stop beating up on yourself for the way that you had to learn lessons, because you had to learn them. Like, that's character development. So Spirit wants you to stop focusing on the past, essentially. Stop judging yourself and stop holding yourself hostage and holding yourself prisoner. They want you to trust yourself now and just start to take some action steps. Like, it's time to get out of your head. It's time to stop going back and forth. It's time to stop debating, and it's time to start taking action. And I feel like with this Strength card in reverse, I feel like you may be being divinely guided on what, like, you may be being pulled towards something. I'm feeling like this pull towards something, but you are consciously telling yourself, oh no, for whatever reason, or not yet, or like I said, just going over this over and over again in your head. But I feel like this is exactly where you are being called to, and for a reason, and at this time for a reason. So I feel like at this point, is what they're saying is you holding you back. It's you holding you back. Your fear and your self-judgment, your lack of forgiveness for self. Give yourself some grace. You had to learn those lessons, but you don't have to stay there. Okay?